Now let's see if we could get this up here. Yes, yes, there's success. We're good. Very good. I got it. And let's move this a bit. And I'll put you for right now over here because there is success. Okay, so I have my, who are you? Okay. Oh, wow. Now I'm good. Let's just close this up. Put this back where it was so I remember where to get it from. Grab a pencil, this pencil, and now I could start doing what I wanted to do from the beginning, which is go live. And what are you in here? Live chat. It's not allowing me to see the chat. How nice. Okay, push it just a bit. Thank you. Go here. Visible live chats. Welcome to live chat. Remember your guard. Yes, 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 yes. But I need to see it. How can I respond to people if they decide to respond to me? Oh well. There's nobody up here right now, so I could put that on. Oh, it is brutal. So since I understand it now, I went live for like 5 minutes. If you're hearing a humming sound in the background, it is my fan. It is like 96 degrees in the country of Belize. And I can't see the chat. For some reason, I can't see the chat. So I'm just letting you guys know I can't see it. It's not allowing me to see the chats. But for right now, you can listen to me blubber. Oh, Jendema. All I want is the line. So I haven't done any filming in over a month. I can't. So I'm trying to get my feet wet. Thank you for anyone watching it at this time. I can't see the chats because it'll go. I just want to see the chats. Okay, can I see the chats, please? See, yes, yes, yes. What I'm not seeing the chats. Somehow it's not allowing me to see the chats. Let me open this up and see what's going on. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. This thing is not allowing me to see the chats. It is not allowing me to see the chats. I don't know why. And I have my fan on because it's like, it's probably 100 degrees right now. What I can do is I could link into my other device here. And I'm thinking this could make me see the chats while I'm here. What I can do is I could link into my other device. I am seeing the chats now. Got it. Yes, I am seeing the chats now. So that's super cool. So I'm just spontaneously doing a live stream here. And I'm seeing the chat now. So I'm good. Going living. Going live. Oh my God. OMG. Going live. I can see the chat now. Just spontaneously going live. So you guys could chat with me. Hi, how you guys doing? I can respond. What I want to do is, oh, thank you so much for the like. I'm sorry for the humming sound. It's kind of like 100 degrees where I live right now. This is at 27, so we could be like 9, 9.5, and 18. What I'm doing right now is, how's everybody doing? Are you guys, where you live? How is the weather? Let me know, because where I live, the weather is scorching. Yes, it is. It's really uncomfortable. It is super uncomfortable. Um, I feel like I'm baking. Literally feel like I'm baking. The good news is that I grew up in this heat. So even though I feel like I'm baking, I think I could tolerate it to some degree, but still it is unbearable. Okay. All I'm doing is trying to put this section paper in 3 because I haven't, I won't say I haven't, I rarely draw on large pieces of paper. So I decided today to do a live shot and see if I could draw big. Pray for me. That's what I'm going to say, pray for me. Because I rarely do it. And when I say I rarely do it, I only do like maybe one time before. No, I did it a few times before, but it's like I could count it on my hands. Like maybe 10 times before I drew big. So, yeah. So, pray for me. That's all I'm going to ask. Pray for me. I don't normally do it. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Thank you. Trying to get a big board here. Thank you for the light so much. Okay. Just trying to get a board to make sure. So when I do decide to color. So when I do decide to color, it is it's not gonna be too much. Now what am I gonna draw? Any ideas? My paper is set. So you guys have any ideas on what I should do? I think my body is cooled down enough. Remember, I rarely draw big. I think I've only done it 1, 2, 3, 4 times before. Maybe 5 times before. So is there any ideas for you guys? From you guys? Any ideas on what you want me to draw? Um, hmm. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I have a bunch of coloring books. So I'm wondering if I should do a piece from them. Un momento. Okay. Because I have this one here. These are just like coloring books I found at my local art and stationery supply store. This one, now we're going through a coloring book haul. This one I bought from Amazon, The Color of the World. I like using coloring book as reference books, so they're rarely have any color. I think only one of them have color in it. Or we should do coloring. This is another one I got from my local art and stationery supply store. So these I use as references. Oh, this looks fun. I think we could do this one. And these are, oh, these two. I have to show you guys these two. These two, this one is from Becca Hilburn. I love her art, and when she had a coloring book published, I had to get it. So yeah, I really do love her art. It's so inspirational. I don't color in it, not because I'm scared, but I use my coloring books like references. So it is so super cool. And this is from my friend Dora. Again, I had to get her artwork because look how beautiful her artwork is. Gosh, look how beautiful those are. Like, oh my gosh, so inspiring. So when I find artists that I really like, that art inspires me, and they bring out a coloring book, it's like, yeah, I have to get it. Yeah, there's a ton more coloring books here, but I think I see a picture I can draw. So this little creature here. And so he's in a portrait form. Like I say, pray for me. I've never really drew this big. All I do is I'm not necessarily copying the art. What I do is I try to find the shapes. So I'm looking for the shapes in the art. And that's basically how I use it as reference. So these are the shapes I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm just looking for the shapes in the art. And this is how I use it as reference. So, and now I have this here to the side here. And let's see. So I found 5 circles. Okay, so I found 5 circles. So I'm gonna put my first circle down. I'm gonna put my next circle down. And I'm gonna put the other circle down, and the other circle, and the other circle. So I have 5 circles. And it also has some squares. And I try to keep this very light. I really do try to keep this very light, because then that way I could so yeah, I'm trying to, and I'm kind of okay with it coming off the page. Okay, so let me work on the head. It's not going to be an exact copy. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's not going to be an exact copy. And I'm sweating again. If you guys have any questions, anything, you can just ask me. Sorry for the humming. I'm suffering in heat right now. The way it has, this artist have it, it draws like something like this. This is basically how I learned to draw, to be honest with you. I bought these cheap coloring books, and then I just found the shapes in them. And by doing that, I to get these shapes. So this is basically how I learned to draw. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, let's establish the middle here. Drawing bugs. The paper I'm using is the Pecan mixed media paper. Okay. I don't see anyone asking me anything. So here's my reference. This is what I'm looking at. And I'm thinking of using watercolor pencils on this. So is ah, he does have eyebrows. I'm just going piece by piece. For right now, I'm not let me bring you guys in a bit closer. For right now, I'm not looking at the this. So the way the hand is, because this is going to be really tricky. Okay. I'm going to use watercolor pencils here. Let's just bring the hand out. Let's establish his arm. And all I'm doing, I learned this method of drawing from the same artist, Becca Hilburn, where she calls it volumetric drawing. And I learned this method of drawing from her. And I really appreciate it because it allows me to like break the shapes down into like bite size so I could like see what I'm doing. But it kind of tapers a bit, so yeah. So like this where I am seeing this, yeah. I do respect this artist. They did an amazing job at this. Really, it's like, oh my goodness, they did such an amazing job at this bug. And it's gonna take me a while, so hopefully the stream doesn't go 3 hours. It's gonna take me a while to get this. I'm not a self-taught artist. I just learned this way. I learned with these tools here. This is one of the tools I learned with. And so now what I'm doing, basically what I'm doing is I'm tracing the shapes in my head. So this is the shape I'm seeing for the hand. And I'm tracing this shape. You see the shape I'm tracing? Let me get a thicker pencil. There it is. That's the shape that I'm tracing in my head. I should tell it. I talk about the paper I'm using. The pencil I'm using is also a pencil I also get in my country. It's called Flair Carbonix. It's supposed to be a carbon pencil, but it feels like just like any other HB pencil. So all I'm doing is I'm copying the shapes. That's all I'm doing. Not necessarily trying to copy the artwork, but copying the shapes. And I think if I copy the shapes I see, I could draw it. My one might come out a bit differently than this amazing artist. So just keep that in mind. I might not have all the... Okay. That's all I'm doing is copying the shapes. Okay, one hand down. Going down now, the torso. I see his other hand and I see where it comes out. So let's see something. No, I don't want his underhand coming out from behind his lip. This is where I think you can make like artistic choices. Because I see the other hand, but I don't want his hand to come out from behind his lip. I'm like, no, I don't want that hand to come out from behind his lip. And so, like, this is, like, again, this is where I could take like an um, artistic liberties. And again, I'm just copying the shapes I see. I'm looking at shapes, guys. I'm not necessarily looking at the how this artist actually draws. I'm looking at the references that they have here. Again, for the hand, I'm seeing a circle. And I know I'm not drawing a circle, but that's what I'm seeing in my head. So I'm just tracing the circle that I see in my head. And if I get difficulty, I just draw the circle. And then when I draw the circle, I find the shapes in it. But this, yeah, I got it now. There we go. But I don't want his hand. I made his hand a bit differently. So this is how I want his hand to kind of come around him. So yeah. So let's continue. It looks like his leg is attached to his torso. So let's copy the shapes again. Oh my goodness, I'm already 23 minutes in. Copying the shapes again. But I don't want to put the jagged edges on his feet, so I'm going to put his feet a bit differently. Like in situations like these, when I'm not sure about how to put a certain object, I would just draw the whole thing and then put it in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I want to put this a bit bigger, but I wanted to put it at a point because I kind of like this artist's point here. So let's see how we can do it at a point without being too, it's too blunt. I found my point. I just need to, let's erase this piece here because it's confusing me. Because the way I see what he did, but yeah, he did that. but I really want a really fat point. Okay. Because the way I'm measuring it, it's like 3 heads bigger than his actual heads. So I just have to make sure it's that way. Let me remove this point here before I confuse myself again. And now I need to work on his wings. Oh. Ooh. Okay. So his amazing wings. The way the artists have it, it has it like just behind his thing here, starting here. But I need to bring it in a bit. And I want to curve it around because I like this. This is what drew me to his art, is this line here. So I'm going to stay here and I'm going to bring it out this way, right about here. Yeah, that's a good place to bring it out. And I'm going to bring it out this way. And I think I want mine to be like that. Yeah. So let's do it again. I'm going to come around. He starts here, so we're going to start a bit here. That's about here. Because this is supposed to be a bit smaller, I'm going to go in, go in, go in. No, did I went in too far? Go in, go in. Okay. Yeah, I think I went in too far. It's not as, yeah. Okay, I think it's this way I want it. And then I come down. And I bring it up. And he hides it behind his tail. But I'm not going to do that because I want it a bit out this way. And you can ignore my singing. And I think I'm finished. Yeah. He has 5 circles. Yeah, 5 circles here. And I have 5 circles there. He has 5 circles, but I'm just gonna put my circles at liberty. I'm not gonna put my circles how he put his circles. This artist put his circles. I'm just gonna make sure I have the right amount, and I put them in by liberty. I don't like how this looks, so I need to bring it in a bit. Yeah, I just need to thin in this a bit. That's much better, because yeah, we need to bring this in a bit, just about there. A little bit in more, just about there. Okay. Now I have to decide which line I'm going to follow. So sometimes I will erase the line because like when it gets a little confusing, like, okay, which line am I gonna follow? Because I do need to remember I need to do the line art for this. Okay. Okay, so we have been here for about almost 30 minutes and you have seen me how, and basically this is how I draw. Basically, I'm giving you the secret to my art. This is the secret. This is the secret right here. So now let me grab some fine liners. I hope this has an ink. I'm just pulling all the sides out, not this one. I don't want to use this one just yet. Definitely this one. Okay. I'm just pulling out the sizes. Let me see if I could take this off. And these are the Sargent Art fine liners. I've been using these for about 2 years now. No, 3 years. COVID messed everything up. I've been using these now for about 3 years, and I really enjoy them. Let's put in my book over here because I tend to be very moody when I fine line. So I'm very moody. And this is where I hold my breath. So if I don't talk, it's because I'm not breathing. Yeah, so I'll probably be very quiet at this point because I need to get this line down. And see, I told you I get very movie when I do line art. So that's why I kind of moved it out of my way because I know I'm going to get very movie. Now these are almost finished, but I'm going to use them until the last drop. So I'm using the 1 point for the outline for for this part of the bug, and then I'm going to use probably a brush, I don't know, because my 1 point is almost out of ink. You know, I just noticed that his tongue, and I like to deepen some of my lines, and I guess it's because I learned to draw from coloring books. I tend to emphasize a lot of my lines, just like the coloring book. Again, this is where I become very, I don't breathe at this point because I already made a mistake because I was breathing. I don't know. Do you guys draw out there? Do you do the same thing I do when you're doing line art? You don't breathe? You see, that's why I erased the lines I erased in the end because I needed to know which line I was going to follow. As you can see, because sometimes I confuse the lines. I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot. That wasn't the line I was supposed to use. I was supposed to follow a different line. So I tend not to breathe when I get to this point. So how far are we in? 30 minutes. Oh my goodness, we're already at 33 minutes and I haven't even put color down yet. And I still have to eraser all my lines and stuff. This is going to be epic. I'm not too keen on just putting down like my final lines because after I finished, I have to be careful here. After I finished color it, I have to go back over it with lines. So this is the thing about my liners because they're finishing. They're actually finishing. I just want to make sure it has down line art. And I have to be careful. Yeah. Okay. I've done the easy part. Okay, let's change my nib size now. I'm gonna use a number 5. Yeah. These have the nib size written on the top of the cap, but sometimes I don't see this. So what I did is I put a tape and I just put I don't necessarily put 0.5, but I know this is I call it number 5 nib because it's the 0.5 nib. So yeah. You know, I forgot all about this circle here where his arm is. Yeah. Let's see how good I am. I already see my first mistake, but that's okay. It's okay. As long as I know I'm not using this to reproduce, to give to anyone, to sell or anything, I'm okay with the mistakes I made because it's learning. It's all about learning. And my 0.5 nib seems to be a bit thicker than my 0.1 nib. I guess it's because it's juicier. But like I said, I'm not too keen about the lines because I know that once I paint over them, they're going to be blurred anyway. And I have to re-establish some of these lines. And this little fella is looking up. So yeah. How am I doing so far, guys? Wow. I'm not breathing. I have to remember that this doesn't matter. Because sometimes I do things like that. I put in so I could find the shape of the leg. I'll draw it over and then I forget that I drew it over. I'm not breathing. Okay. So yeah. Because you're hearing me okay. And I hope it's not still not breathing. Yes, I got it. And then you go all the way. Remember the point. Thank you. Remember the point. Thank you. Here we are. OMG, I can't believe it. I'm making a big bug. So now I'm just gonna put this in here, put that in there, and put that there. And I'm gonna change my nib size again. And I'm gonna go to a 0.1 this time. And with this one, I'm gonna do the circles. Yeah, I don't do complete circles, so you have to excuse me. Sometimes what I'll do, sometimes what I'll do is like when I'm drawing something, I will line everything in like this one here. And after I color, then I re-establish the lines I want. But yeah, I'm not breathing, guys. I'm not breathing because I'm doing this line art. And even though it's just rudimentary circles, I want it to be perfect. And he does have a little thing there, but I'm skipping that out. Oh, this heat is unbearable, dear Jesus, unbearable. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'll just put a little thing here to remind me the date I made this. Today's date is June 2nd. Oh yeah, it was her birthday. Live. YouTube. I forgot how to spell YouTube. 2nd June 2024. Okay. So now, what am I going to do now is, let's talk as we need to wait a bit for this to dry. Oh my goodness, 40 minutes. 40 minutes in and it took me 40 minutes to draw this. Wow. So what have you guys been up to? I do have to wait a bit for this to dry. Type it in the comments. Type it in the comments. Let me know what you guys been up to. I do have to wait a bit for it to dry because I have to erase all my lines. When I start doing art, I normally like to put my composition lines down. So the horizontal and vertical lines are my composition lines so that I know where I'm placing my artwork. A lot of times I ignore it, but I want my stuff to look well, I would presume. So I normally put down my composition lines. Then the next thing I do is I showed you how I did it, like when I'm working from a reference, especially a printed reference like this one. I find the shapes. So as you can see, my one is not an exact copy. Let me bring it up a bit. My one is not an exact copy of this amazing artist work. I referenced it, but it's not an exact copy because I cannot draw like this amazing artist. So yeah. So I showed you how I did that one. And then we did the line art. I'm leaving these to the side here because I'm going to use these again. I will not use this pencil again. I really love how this pencil is. Look at that point. Look at that point I'm working with. Yeah, I have a pencil sharper that can sharpen pencil with a long point, and I really enjoy using the long point. Now this is an eraser that I have, but honestly, guys, I don't like it. I honestly don't like it. I'm trying to complete it, and here's another eraser. Sir, I know it's a comb, and he's like, oh yeah, it's one of the best, but I really don't like it. I don't like it, so I'm trying to finish it out to the best of my knowledge because it's not working for me. I did bring a board here so I could tape my artwork down, and then I could do the erasing. I don't want to tape it down. Not because it's going to be a bad idea, but because I have to get the tape that is right in arm's reach. Okay, grab the tape. So I need to condition the tape, but my skin is sticky. So I'm putting it on my clothes. Yeah, my skin is, I'm sweating here. Like I said, it's like 100 degrees right now in the country of Belize. Well, that's what it feels like. It's more like 36. So you're seeing my entire method here. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm gonna cut. Yeah, I'm gonna. No, 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 no! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! I just conditioned you not to do that. I was just showing how I use the tape. I cut it in half. These ones are, I think it's a 1.5 inch tape. And because I know. So I'm just finishing conditioning these tapes because it's still a bit too sticky for my liking. Yeah. I need to put it on my clothes, but because my skin is sweaty, so I can't put it on my skin. Normally you put it on your clothes, especially if your clothes is not wet. You know, my skin is sweaty, so I'm putting conditioning tape on everything I have near me. I'm conditioning it on the desk. It seemed to be good now. Yeah, it seemed to be rolling now. Still feels a bit sticky. No, it's not. It's not gonna stick on my skin. Okay, again, another trick I learned from Becca Hilburn. You guys should really check her channel out. She's Becca Hilburn at Nano Soup. Natto Soup. She is really super talented, amazing art teacher. I wish I lived in Louisiana so I could take a course from her. I'm just conditioning these tape anywhere I know how. You just stick it on surfaces just to kind of reduce some of the tackiness that it has on, so that it can be easily removed. See, like that, I know that it's a little bit tacky, so I'm just basically doing that. Great way to clean my desk too. And my shirt. Take off some of the lint. No, it doesn't want to stick on my shirt. Yeah, it doesn't want to stick on my shirt. So I'm not sure if that means if some of the tackiness has been reduced. And now I put it down here. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring it again to see how much tape I need. Sorry. And I'm going to cut it again in half. Put this back up there. We're almost at 46 minutes in, going 47, and we haven't even put, I haven't erased it yet, and I haven't put color to this thing yet. Let me know, guys, do you want me to end the stream now? Because I was only thinking about an hour, and I haven't even put color to this yet. And we're coming close on that hour mark. We're about 13 minutes away from that hour mark. So let me know, do you want me to continue the stream, or should I just end it here and maybe next time we can come back and I could put color to this? Because I didn't expect I know to allow the ink to dry, I need to at least give it a good 30 minutes, because I normally leave my ink overnight, but we're doing this live, so I wanted to do 30 minutes at least. And I only finished like 15 minutes ago. Ah, Delucci, sorry. But that's okay. So all I'm doing is now putting this down here. So I could save this and then come back to it another time. So it's up to you guys now. Do you want me to continue the stream, or do you want me to end it here and then we come back another day? Let me know. Can you guys comment? Because I'm not seeing any comments. I'm not sure. I think I enable comment, but so let me know. Oh yeah. I'm just trying to take off some of the tackiness on this because it's really tacky. Yeah. Oh, no one responded, so I think I'm gonna end it here then, because I don't want to take on a whole 3-4 hours of your time. Which is, should I continue? Because the only thing left now is the erasing and the coloring. Because now that I have it down, I know I'm gonna rip it. I'm gonna take off the tape, but I really need this to stick. Yeah, I took off the tackiness and now I'm trying to let it stick. Go figure. I don't want this. But at the same time, if you see me reaching, it's because I'm reaching for my kneadable eraser. Because we're almost done. And I'm sweating again. I should have used this to take tackiness off. This thing here. It's my studio cloth. It's when I was doing some watercolor painting this morning, and it's already dry too. I'm just using now my kneadable eraser to kind of take off. Yeah, this doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't take off the amount of graphite that I like. So I still love to use an actual vinyl eraser. And I have a little piece in here, even though I don't like these, I have this one here that I absolutely adore. And I'm so sad that when I learned that they're no longer selling it here in Belize, I didn't buy an entire box of it because I really do love this eraser. This is just a normal clipboard I have my stuff clipped onto. I like to clip my my paper down when erasing and I forgot to clip it down. So let me quickly do that. Okay. So that when I am erasing, it doesn't pull the edges. Because sometimes, you know, when you're erasing things, especially when you're erasing something and you're putting a lot of force, you tend to pull your edges up and then it causes a crease in your paper. So I tend to like to clip my edges down so that when I'm doing this part of it, I don't pull my edges up. Because I tend to be very heavy-handed. It is hot again. Okay, there we go. It's a nice, beautiful vinyl eraser that is no longer sold. I missed a spot. Okay, let me put this in the garbage. And here we are. I'm thinking I should just grab, let me, oh, okay, no, thank you. Thank you. Put the egg there. Okay. It is hot again. It is hot again. It is hot again. I still missed a spot. Jeez Louise. Just looking it over. Don't know where that came from. I didn't see it there before. Okay. We're good now. So now what I need to do is I need to grab the pencils I'm going to use and some water. BRB. Yeah, this is how prepared I was for this live stream. I didn't even have my water set up. Or the pencils. Thinking of using... Or the pencils. Do I use... I haven't used these ones in a while. These are the pointer. These are the watercolor pencils. It comes in a set of 24. Here are the 24 colors. Yeah, so I'll just set that in there. So what you guys get to see is now this cloth goes next to me, but I don't want it next to me right now, so I'll just put it there. It does come, I reviewed this before. It does come with a water brush, but I don't use it. So what I'm gonna do now, I usually have my reference set in the corner. I'm gonna grab the brushes that I want to use. And for these, I'm thinking, I like to use stiffer brushes for these. Yeah, we could use these babies here. Especially like how we haven't used them in a while. We could give them a round. I'm wondering if I should pull a fourth one out. Okay, so I have these that I'm going to be using for this. I'm using a number, these are the Princeton Snap brushes. I have a number 10. I have a number 8 Filbert. I don't think I need a number 8 Filbert, so we can put that back. I have a number 4 and I'll have a number 6. I'm wondering if I should grab another one. This is a number 3. I think that'll be it for it. Here you are. Yeah, I think I should grab this one. This is from the Princeton Art Brush and Co. The same Princeton company, but they're more bargain friendly brushes. And this is a number 2. So these are the brushes that I will be using. I don't need you anymore. Don't need you anymore. I might need you. Yeah, I see another pencil piece that I need to get rid of. So now I could get to the painting. So what colors? Hi, BJ, how are you? Yeah, I'm trying this live thing out. I've already about an hour in. How's everything going? I'm trying to figure out what colors to use here. The thing I don't like about these pointers color pencils, if I remember them, is that they're not really bright. That's what I remember about them. So I do know I have to double layer. I'm just checking first if it has the colors that I want. Yeah, now I'm checking that to see if it has the colors that I want. And I realize that my color chart is not representing what I'm seeing. So I have to turn it a bit around. Now it's representing what I'm seeing. So being that I know what color I want to put, do I know what color I want to put this? Do I honestly know what color I want to put this? Because I'm like, oh yeah, I know, but I'm looking at it. And this is where I choose my colors. Like, okay, I'm going to choose this color for that, that color for this. But yeah, I want this one here. Oh, thanks. I just drew it literally while on live stream. It was wow. It is a wow experience. I won't say I've never literally, this is my first time going live on YouTube. So if I made tons of mistakes, guys, please bear with me. It's like literally my first time going live. I'm trying to figure out what colors to make the body. I kind of know I want to make the wings these 2 colors here. But for the body, I'm a bit lost. So being that I know what color I'm going to make those, why don't I just pull those color out? And I'll put those down. Yeah. Now keep in mind this is watercolor pencils. I was thinking watercolor crayons. And I was also thinking woodless watercolor pencils. But I really haven't used these in a while. And I'm thinking to do more live streams where we just play with some of our art supplies. I'm not superimposing the color because if I remember this correctly and I'm looking at the swatch, it doesn't completely dissolve. So I'm being very mindful of my strokes. Literally. Because I know it's going to show up when I introduce water. So I need to be mindful of how those strokes are going to go. And I cannot superimpose the pencil lead on the paper because it ain't going to work. Oh, these are the pointer watercolor pencils. Yeah, they're sold right here in the country of Belize. And I did a review of them on my channel like a year ago. They're not the most saturated watercolor pencils. So, but this year I want to get into using my art supplies. Yeah. And thanks for forgiving me. I might have to put on my fan in a bit because I'm starting to melt again. It's like 96 degrees right now, literally 96 degrees, but it feels like 104. It is really, really hot. That would be my advice. When you know you're working with bargain friendly pencils like I am, you need to be mindful of the strokes that you're putting down because these are going to give you a lot of strokes. And you know it's going to come up when you do your water, when you put in the watercolor. So you just need to be mindful of the strokes. So I'm not superimposing the color. I'm using like medium pressure just to kind of go over it. And I'm also aware that my hand is, I have sweat coming off my hand. So I cannot put, because I'm using watercolor pencils, I cannot put my arm now onto the paper because it's going to affect the, oh yeah. Yeah, I have a friend that's visiting the States and she's in New York and she told me how amazing the weather is. And I'm like, don't come back to Belize. It's an inferno here. So yeah, I know you guys are enjoying some nice cool weather right now. Kind of jealous because I am baking. Yeah. I was already born well done and I know I think I'm turning extra crispy. Do you mind if I put on my fan? You might hear a humming song in the background, but I am melting and I have on studio lights. So it's already hot and then I have on studio lights, which makes it about 20 degrees more. So yeah, I'm melting. That's much better. As soon as my body temperature feels better, I'm gonna take the fan off because I know it causes a humming sound in the background. I can't help it. Well, thank you so much, BJ. Thank you. I'm just so happy. I am aware that I might need to add shadow on this, so I do need to be mindful. And I kind of like the live because you get to see how I get to do these things. Like, because when I went live, I didn't even know what I was going to draw. I had an idea that I wanted to draw something out of a coloring book to show you my drawing process. Because that's this process I use whether I'm referencing a coloring book or Google, but for Google it's a bit different because for Google I'm looking like at 50 different pictures. Literally. But for this I'm only looking at one. And I have to sharpen my pen, my stuff. I'm not gonna use a long point sharpener though. Even though I love it. Well, actually before the stream started, I drank an entire liter of water. So yeah, let me scoot you out of the way, put you there a bit. And I need to scoot you a bit further a bit because I need to put my sharpener down. There you go. So I'm hoping that could hold me over. Sharpened again. The sharpener that I'm using, guys, let me unhook it. It's this one. It's from the company X-Acto. But this sharpener has like a little suction cup and it could stick on my table. And I really enjoy it. I love crank sharpeners. I really do. It's like there's a lot of secret obsessions you guys don't know that I have, and crank sharpeners is one of them. Okay, so I put this down. So let me put this down here. Let's leave it there a bit. And I'm gonna grab trying to look at which brush is going to work well for this. I'm thinking this one. That's the reason why I'm drawing big, because I need to learn how to use big brushes. Oh, thank you. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing or if my process is because like I said, I this is how I literally taught myself art. I use coloring books. I've never been to art school. I took a few art classes, but learned how to draw classes, but never been to a formal art college. Hopefully one day I might go, but right now work kind of dominates my time. You see what I said about the strokes? You need to be mindful of it. You see how they're coming out now that I'm adding water? I hope you guys are seeing, because I kind of have it on a little lift a bit. Might need to elevate this just a tad so you guys can see better then. Just give me a second. Let me finish this first. And I'm also mindful that how I am coloring. Um, I won't call it fantastic, but I do try a little bit of landscaping in this colory style that I have. I think for what was it? It was a challenge that I did for I did some landscapes, but I usually like to tell a story. I guess it went back to how I learned how to draw from using coloring books. So what I'm gonna do, I need to put this up a bit higher for you guys to see it. Pop this up a bit. So let's see if this is gonna work. How is that? Is that a bit better for you guys? Are you seeing what I'm doing here? Okay. Because I am gonna go over this again, because these colors are not very saturated. They're not really bright. Okay, here we are. Here we are. And I've been doing this now for an hour and 8 minutes. But I think the coloring process is going to go kind of quickly. I think the drawing process was the longest one, especially line art. What I was saying with this, especially with these, you need to be mindful. Because like you see how I'm doing this? I am actually purposefully trying not to stop at any big junction. Like here, because you'll see the water stop here. Because this paper is really absorbent. So it doesn't keep the water wet for very long, and especially in this heat. So, and that's why and I want to do more big drawings, because I rarely do big drawings. I usually draw in sketchbooks, and I know there's big sketchbooks out there, but I rarely draw big. So that's why I'm doing this. This one is a number 10 Princeton Snap. It's a round number 10 Princeton Snap. Okay, so while these are drying now, I need to go on to the other piece. I'm still debating what color to put the body. I'm thinking brown or black, because definitely the wings are going to be these two purple colors here, but I'm thinking brown or black, like this brown here, this brown, this is this color here. So I'm thinking to use this color for the body and shade it with these 3 browns. That's what I'm thinking. Or I should just go yellow. So yeah, these are the Pointers Aquarel pencils. I'm not sure if you can see the name. You don't want to focus, man? Focus for me, please. Yeah, these are the pointer Aquarel. So I'm thinking, especially here, I'm thinking to go brown. And then maybe for this part of him, I could go black. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Full black, full brown, or half and a half? This part brown and this part black. Hmm. Okay. I'm thinking let's be dangerous. Let's do half and a half. This hasn't fully dried yet, but these edges has dried enough that I can get away with coloring this piece down. This light gray, I'm not sure how I'm gonna shade it because I already put my brown down, but it's okay. I think this could erase it. Because I'll have to shade it with the black or purple, I think. And I wanted to bring out the color, or maybe I could use the light gray up here. But yeah, let's be dangerous. We'll use the light gray up there because these pencils are not really saturated, so I think I could use the gray up there. But this set doesn't come with a light gray, unfortunately. It just comes with a color that looks gray, and it doesn't even come with color names. And I couldn't find color names, and I remember I couldn't find color names when I did the review because my reviews are really in-depth. I do a lot of research, and I remember I couldn't find color names for this. You know what? I know that I didn't even ask you guys where you're from. I know BJ said that, you know, he's in New York. Let me double check. I'm in Belize. Yeah, BJ's in New York. Where are you guys from? What country? What country is being represented in here? I'm Belize. Belize all day. Doesn't even matter where I go. We have a saying. You could take a Belizean out of Belize, but you can't take the Belize out of a Belizean. So I'm going to be Belize all day. What country are you guys from? And I do need to work on a color for my background. I'm thinking green. I want to continue using this brush, but I'm feeling like because there's a lot of little corners, I might need to increase my brush game to this one, a number 6. Yeah, I'm using a number 6 now. When I'm painting, I usually try to have at least 3 brushes out. A big one, a medium-sized one, and a small one. Because I need to go into the corners. Yeah, this was a good choice. Light gray. That's a good choice, BJ. Thank you. This is the thing I don't like about the Princeton number 6 brush. It doesn't hold a lot of water. I have to always redip my brush. I don't know if I got a faulty one or you guys' experience are different than mine, but it doesn't hold a lot of water. And I like to ensure that my brush hasn't a lot of water. I should have used a bigger one, but I knew I wanted to get in these corners. You see how it's just, you know, you see around this area is dry. Yeah, around this area is dry, so I have to go light right now. Let me put these brushes here until I'm ready to use them. Okay, light gray. I always keep my pencil point sharp. So I'm gonna cut this off since my body temperature has cooled down, so you guys can hear me. I have to remember the black. What I'm gonna do when I'm finished with this, I'm gonna go over it again with the same color. Yeah, I always keep my pencil points sharp. Always try to do it. And I love sharp points too. I should have left this white. That's okay. It's a light gray. I could just darken this part of the hand. I'm actually, what I'm doing right now, to kind of confess, is I'm watching a lot of YouTube coloring books. Those people that does coloring books. I'm watching a lot of them lately to learn how to, because those people really know how to use color pencils and color pencils technique, watercolor technique. So those coloring bookers out there that does coloring, they're really helpful. I'm not coloring this one just yet because I remember I just put water here. So I'm going to leave this piece out. I'm leaving these pieces out. When I'm coloring, I like to be very conscious of where I'm going to put water down. So since I know this part is dry, I know I could safely put water here with these areas touching. But I also know that this part hasn't completely dry yet. So if I put gray here, then there's a possibility of bleed through or bleed across the lines. So that's why I'm stopping. I'm thinking I'm okay with this little piece here, but yeah. So I'm also very conscious of that. And I don't normally, when I do watercolor pencils, I don't normally color everything at once, then do the watercolor effect. I color it in portions. So like I work really slow. I have made a coloring book, but it was only for me. I think it was for a challenge I did 2 years ago where it says draw your OC, and I made a coloring book out of it. And I think you could basically call some of my sketchbooks my older sketchbook coloring book, because it was 2022. All I did was draw in books. I didn't do any tests. I just draw, and line art them, took pictures of them, and that was it. So I have like 3 books here. I could show you one of them. Here's one. This was made with watercolor paper, and all I did was draw in it, and I didn't color any of them. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to color in these. So basically these are like coloring books. All I did was draw, and I didn't color anything. So yeah, I could call it a coloring book, but I'm very self-conscious about my art. I don't think I'm good enough to have a coloring book, actually. I think I need a bit more practice before I could go out there and publish a coloring book. I really do. I think I need a bit more practice because that's such a big step. And I don't know. But thank you so much. I do have another coloring book that I made 2022 again, an actual one for crayon. I was supposed to do it for Huevember, but I didn't do it. So I'm going to do it for Huevember this year. I have it right down here. I was supposed to use crayons in it. We have a few minutes. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was BJ's idea to go gray for the top, so I'm really thankful for him. Yeah, this is what I was showing you guys while that dries a bit. This was my Huevember of 2022 that I didn't finish. So yeah, it is a coloring book that I drew for myself, and I'm gonna finish it this year. So yeah, you guys are getting a sneak peek, and I have some couple extra pages that I left in here. So I'm gonna finish it for this year, finish color those things so I could, sorry, the wire came out. So I could, because I really do need to get through some of my sketchbooks too. Okay, is this area dry enough for me to put down? Okay, I think this is dry, so I need to go back over this a bit. Oh, sorry. Sorry, BJ. Okay, sorry. I didn't know if you were a girl or a boy. And I do know a boy that we call BJ here, so sorry. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, this is the reason why I probably might not finish this in this stream, because like I said, with this particular color pencil, watercolor pencil, you do have to go over it several times. And that's also the reason why I didn't superimpose the color onto the paper, because I remember that about these pencils, that you have to go over it several times. You're so nice. Thank you. Yeah, so that's the reason why. And I have to wait until it's completely dry. It doesn't feel completely dry before going over it, but it's like 100 degrees. I don't know how it's not completely dry. And I have on my studio lights, which makes it even about 20 degrees hotter. I don't have on my room light, just the studio lights. So yeah, I'm baking in here. I might have to put on the fan again because it will leave the streak marks. So I might have to go over this a third time just to get the saturation I want or the vibrancy I want with these pencils. And you would think I don't have nice pencils. I do. I really do, guys. I just want to use my stuff because I buy the stuff, I review them with you guys, I introduce them to you guys, and then I just leave them there and I just hoard art supplies. And you know, it's, you need to start using the stuff out. I'm still up in arm with what I want to do for the background. I'm thinking maybe do a green. I'm thinking we might need to come back to this because we've been going at this almost for an hour and 20 minutes now. But the main idea is already here. Thank you so much, BJ, for that idea. I love the gray. I just need to, when this dries, to put it here and here and here and stuff like that, and to finish it. I might have to finish it. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know what color it is because Pointers doesn't have color names for these. It's this color right here I'm using. So this is how I know. I always use color charts. Even when you see me do videos, a color chart is always pinned somewhere that I'm referencing. So yeah, it's such a great idea. So you see how, look how this wing looks now to this wing. Look how the saturation has been turned up. The vibrancy has been turned up. So like I said, I know with these pencils, you do have to go over it a few times. And you can't superimpose the color because this type of pencil leaves ghosting. So you need to be really mindful, and you have to work with it when it's completely dry, because when I work with it and it's not completely dry and I put the lead down, it doesn't pull any color out. You see the difference? How this part how this one looks compared to the other wing, how vibrant it is. Yeah, these pencils are tricky to work with. They take a while. And that's why I was watching a lot of colorist, Coloring Bliss, Color with Claire, and there's a few others that I was watching. A lot of their YouTube channels to learn how to do stuff, Sorry. The information is out there. And these people are so passionate about their coloring books and their coloring. I don't think I'm going to get into coloring books, even though I have a lot. You know, I just use my coloring books for reference. I don't really use them to color in. I use them more for reference. There was one that a friend gave me that she started, and I wanted to finish it. And I did like maybe 1 or 2 pages out of it, and I put it down, and I haven't picked it up since. She used, I think she used water-based markers in it, but I used alcohol-based markers in it. Now you see the difference I'm talking about? Like you really do have to put the color down a couple times before you get the vibrancy you want. Yeah. You see how that looks compared to its counterpart? With the same pressure. Yeah, I think I do subscribe to her. Not only subscribe to her on YouTube, but I think I also subscribe to her mailing list because she does send out emails. And I do get my emails from her I think every 2 weeks she sent out an email. It doesn't feel dry. I hope it is though. So yeah, I think I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm gonna continue this and I'm gonna stop after 2 hours. I don't want to, because this is gonna take a while to do, especially with these color pencils. I have at least another 3 hours here. So I think I'm gonna save this for another live stream. Another impromptu live stream, because we do need to finish this. We started it. We drew it together and we started it together, and we need to finish it, but I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. The paper I'm using is Pecan mixed media paper. This is a 90 weight paper, but it's a very absorbent paper. So as soon as the water goes down, it absorbs into the fibers. It doesn't really give you a lot of time to work with the pencil. Oh. Oh wow. Yeah, she always talks about her tutorials. I just haven't been able to subscribe as yet. But her videos are so informative that, you know, I could pick up bits and pieces here. I'm sure her tutorials are more informative. One of the things I really have my eyes on is her swatch books. But most of the time I just swatch here on my stuff. So it's like, would I really want an entire book dedicated to swatching, knowing that all my swatches go into the medium casing? But the swatch books are really nice. So see, I'm up in the vibrancy now. Yeah, I'm up in the vibrancy now. And I'm using the same pressure as before. It's just that with this watercolor pencil, you have to go over it at least 2 or 3 times before you get the saturation. Well, the saturation that looks nice to me. And this now looks nice to me. But I don't superimpose on my first go around because it does leave streaks. And you don't want a lot of streaks. We might need to finish this because, oh my goodness, it's already been 1 hour and 30 minutes. I took like, what, 40 minutes to draw this? No, I took like 35 minutes to draw it. And then I had to wait until the line art dries a bit. Like I said, we're going to go over this again, the line art. So My line art is not final because I do have to go over it again. The other thing I'm doing, if you're not noticing, I'm coloring in line of the drawing. So it's vertical, so I'm coloring vertical. So since this part turns, I'm turning with it as well. And so those are little things. Who did I pick that up from? It wasn't from Coloring Bliss. I don't remember the YouTube artist. I'm sure Coloring Bliss would have said it, but the person who said it first to me was I don't remember her name. What happened? What would happen if you took the colors from the tip? Um what will happen because this paper absorbs so quickly, I might have still streaking. So that's the reason I didn't do that method. And if I should put it in a palette, because I do have a palette to scrape coloring pencils, I fear the same thing. And it's so hot in Belize that I fear it's going to absorb too quickly for me to work with it. So that's the reason why I'm not putting the color straight down with water. Because this paper, I fight with its absorbency. I really do. And so see, I think I'm getting the color I want. Let me just sharpen my pencil a bit. The good news is I want to practice coloring, well, drawing bigger and doing bigger art because yeah, those small little things that I do. Don't. I don't feel like I'm using enough of my mediums when I'm doing those small things. It's like I have to do a whole month challenge to feel like I'm using my mediums. So I want to, and then I see these amazing YouTube artists, draw on big pieces of paper. And I'm like, why am I only drawing on 5x4s, Come on, I could do bigger. I think I could go bigger. So this paper is 9x12 and I did not cut it down. And I'm thinking I might want to cut it down so I could put it in my portfolio, but I'm not, I'm okay right now with the size. I was amazed that I was able to get it this big because even the reference picture is not this big. You see what I'm telling you about the streaky? You could actually see the streakiness in it. But because I worked with it, I with the line, the streakiness is kind of, it's in line with what's going on. Now I have to wait till this dries up. I just want to wait for this part to dry and this part to dry before coloring this part again. It is hot. Let me see what temperature it is right now in the country of Belize. Because I'm thinking it's 96. Belize temperature. Yeah, there we are. It's 32. Oh gosh. It is 32. Doesn't feel 32 though. It feels a little bit more than that. I thought it was 36, but it's 32. Okay, have this dried enough? Let me go back now because this should be dry. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, it is. It's very intimidating. But I realized that, you know, I feel like I'm not using enough of my art supplies when I draw on small sheets of paper. So I said, you know what? Especially this year is the year of exploration and using out the art supplies that I have. So I say, you know what? I need to, and I've been thinking about it for about 2 months now, just drawing bigger. So I am just saying, you know what? I need to do it. I need to get it done. I haven't put in the shadows yet. I'm gonna put in the shadows in when I achieve the color saturation that I want here. Yeah. Because now look, I have sharpened this how many times since I've started it. I want to use the stuff. I don't feel like I'm using enough of my art supplies. And drawing big is intimidating. Gosh, I've only done it like maybe I remember I can't count the ladybug because what I did is I drew the ladybug small and then I expanded the size of it and then I printed it out and then I traced it. So the ladybug is not it. But the dinosaurs, I think 2 dinosaur pictures I did. There's a drawing here that I have that is drawn big. So I probably only drew big maybe like 4 or 5 times in my entire 5 years of learning art. I've only done large drawings about 5 times. So yeah, it is intimidating. And I think that's going to be my focus during my live streams because I do want to go live again next Sunday. But I think that maybe I'll do another impromptu one sometime this week or maybe even Friday. Another impromptu one where we can finish this up so that when Sunday comes along, we can start another one so we can finish it. And that's going to make me use my art supplies. But I think what I'm going to do for these live streams is usually, I'm not sure if I want to do watercolor paintings, but definitely. Wow, thank you. I'm wow. BJ girl, oh my goodness. You're just, oh gosh. I don't want to cry. I can't believe I'm giving you ideas. So many people have inspired me. And I'm just honored that I'm able to inspire somebody. Okay. I think I'm just going to darken the gray color there and I'm going to end my live stream and then do another impromptu one to finish this up because we need to, sorry. We do need to finish this. And this is still wet. I feel it still wet. This part is, yeah, this part is about 95% dry, but this part is still wet. So I probably have to end the live stream. It'll go another 20 minutes and then we're going to end it. I just need to put on my fan because I'm starting to melt again. And the paper is starting to buckle. I'm seeing it. Even though I have it taped down and clipped down, it's starting to buckle. So it's only 90 pounds. Again, using my art supplies. I think I have about 10 sheets of these left. So yeah, using my art supplies. That's what I'm doing. Using my art supplies. Tomorrow I have a video premiere, and I should tell you that tomorrow is my premiere date, and I'll start go into crayons. Shameless plug. So yeah, so it's an entire month of crayons scheduled for June. So if you guys are not too busy, it's gonna be up. I premiere it at 7 a.m. Belize time, which is, I think it's 7 a.m. Central time. But it's going to be up on the channel. You guys can check it out whenever. It's the month of the crayon, starting tomorrow. I think the fan kind of is drying my artwork because I'm feeling it getting drier. And I'm still not coloring this piece in. Because I think I worked so small. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. You have no idea how honored I am for you guys to be watching me do this. Thank you so much. I am so happy. I mean, I have 6 people watching me doing this. This is like amazing. I am so blessed. I feel so lucky. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. And then we're going to come back to this because we have another like 3 hours to go, especially with these pencils. Because like I said, you have to double color with these pencils. You don't get the vibrancy you want. And I remember saying to myself, I'm not going to color, a hand. I'm going to leave it like that. So I might have to go back because I'm not getting the vibrancy I want. Like this is still wet. It's starting to buckle. So yeah, I think I want to establish this here. So even though this is still wet, I'm going to establish this so that when I do come back, I know what color I want this in. So I'm going to establish this one here. Just have to be careful how I put water down because this is still wet. But I do need to establish that. I'm not going to establish this because these are going to be black. And this is going to be this color here. Wow. I do have a set of the 15 set Neocolors and I do love them, but the reason I'm not using them for this, and it was one of the consideration I had when I did pick these as my colors, that I think I just did a work with the Neocolors like a couple weeks ago, but I haven't used these for almost, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. I haven't used these for almost like 9 months. So that's the reason why I chose these over those, because I literally just worked with the Neocolors like a couple weeks ago. So yeah, see, me making a mess, but it's to the edge, so it's okay. So that was the reason why I opted for these rather than those, because I'm trying to, use my art supplies. But yeah, they're beautiful. Oh my goodness, they're so creamy. I was making a Neocolor palette and I broke the point. Well, I broke one of my Neocolors. I was so sad, but I was making a Neocolor palette. Yeah. I do have the 15 color set. I think I'm gonna keep my no buy because I don't, what's the word? I think I have enough stuff. So I think I'm gonna keep my no buy. I do have the Neocolor set. And I'm not getting a lot of mediums because I need to work through some of the mediums that I have. So I'm not getting a lot of mediums. I'm gonna stop here for now, and I'm thinking maybe Friday afternoon, probably at 5, we can or sometime between now and next week Sunday, we do another impromptu um sorry to hit the camera, another impromptu chat so we can finish this, because I this will take me at least another 2 maybe 3 hours to finish. I'm not understanding you, Canal. Could you let me know? Yeah, it'll take me another 3 4 hours to finish, and I do need to go and get something to eat and drink more water. Okay, BJ, I jealous you. I have a 15 color set. Because of the exchange rates between the US dollar and the Belize dollar is 2 times the US dollar. So if something will cost you, let's say you go to your dollar store and you buy something for $1.25, in my Belize currency, that's $2.50. So whatever I get from the States or order online, I always have to keep in mind the prices times two for me. So yeah, I can't get the full set. It is, I know we can do it one, but there's like, oh, wow. It's like, it works out too much for me. So that's why I am okay with only getting like the 15 set. I hope you understand that. I mean, I would love to get the full set, but like I know that it won't be feasible. So like I really, there's things like I really do want the full set of. Like the Neo Color tools is something I really want the full set of. Like the Albert Durr watercolor pencils, that's something I really would love the full set of, but it's really not feasible. And so I when I watch these art hauls, like BJ, you having the full set is like, oh my God, I would love to get that, but I can't because it's not feasible. But yeah, let me know how that works out. It's like, I am on Instagram, same, Made by Dawn. I think me on Instagram is Made by Dawn 23. So you can check me out there and put up your artwork with those amazing Neocolors so I can see them. So I could continue being jealous of you. Because I yeah. This is the overlay for the pointers. You see how nice and bright that looks? Yeah. Yeah. That's oh. I know. I'm not saying that you're rich. I'm just saying that, for you it is easier for you because you live in the States. I have to import it. So, yeah. It doesn't work out for me as much. Because even though it's 225, I still have to talk about import fees. And since COVID, importation has tripled. So yeah. But yeah, just put your artwork up, girl. I am so amazed at you. You're doing it one. My mom had a saying, one egg fill basket. It's I in the Creole, one egg fill the basket. So buying them open stock one is a great way to go. What am I exploring right now? I'm not exploring anything. I think, honestly, Peter, to be honest with you, I think I have reached my zenith when it comes to art supplies. So I'm not really exploring any new art supplies anymore. I'm just trying to work through the stash that I have. And then maybe in a few years, I could go back to getting something new. Yeah. But yeah, I am really, I think I reached my zenith, you know, because what I used to do is like, I used to go visit my local art and stationery supply stores. And whenever they get a new art supply I'm interested in, I would immediately get it, like just bam, bam, bam. And so I've built quite a collection of stuff. And that's on top of the stuff that I ordered, like the Neocolor 2s and stuff. So it is like, yeah, I need to stop. And when I went back to school, I realized that I need to stop. And I did stop. And now I'm just trying to work through the stuff that I have. And I really appreciate the stuff more because I'm using them. Like this, I haven't touched these in almost 9 months. And I'm touching them again, and I feel so happy touching them again. And even though they're frustrating to work with, and even though the paper is frustrating to work with, and the let me take this off since my temperature is back down. Even though these are frustrating to work with because you do have to layer them. I might have to, when the stream is over and I have dinner, I might have to come back in here and do another layer of this. And even though this paper absorbs everything too quickly, it's something that I have. I hope you guys understand that. It's something that I have. So I just can't put it on the wayside because I don't like using it. I just have to learn how to work with it. And what I've discovered is working with this paper, the best type of medium to use is watercolor pencils. Yeah, so and I appreciate like learning those lessons from these like kind of, more I don't call them cheap. I call them bargain friendly, from these bargain friendly art supplies, because I learn how to work with it and I learn how to appreciate it. And sometimes when I get something and I literally spend my time to learn how to work with it, because to see how it matches my art style. Because even though I like to think that my art style, and I'm ranting now for the last 8 minutes, even though I think my art style is the most simplest, the most common, the most basic of art style out there, I've learned, like since last year, I'm made aware that my art style, even though to me it is basic, it is simple, it's plain, it is the most cheapest kind of art style there is. It does, and I think, oh, it takes every medium. It doesn't take all mediums. It doesn't take, and when I say all mediums, I'm not talking about the gross headings like watercolors or wash or acrylics. I'm talking about like color, like a certain color pencils or like a certain watercolor paint. It doesn't take that, even though yes, I can work with it. And those are the mediums that I want to explore more, because those are the mediums that teaches me so much. Because it is easy for me to grab my Faber-Castell watercolor pencils and grab my finest hot press watercolor paper and work with that. But the challenge is in these pencils. That's where my challenge is. Like I need to be aware that this paper absorbs quickly. I need to be aware of my pencil strokes. I need to be aware of how I'm putting down, even when I'm diluting or making the watercolor effect, how I need to be aware of that. Because if I stop like in the middle here, like what you see here, where I stop and then I go back over it, you get this kind of effect, and that kind of effect doesn't go away because it will stay within the artwork. So here's another piece. You get those kind of imperfections, and those doesn't go away. And so to minimize those kind of imperfections, because you can't just put a broad base brush over it, you have to brush it in sections and stop in little corners, so that when you do get those kind of effects, it looks like it's a part of the artwork rather than a mistake. And yeah, so that's why I think that when we do these live streams, I'll be working with with mediums like these, mediums that challenge me, because it's not saturated. The pencil lead is hard, like literally. See, look how hard that is. Yeah, because I'm pushing down and it could impale my finger. It's not breaking. The pencil lead is hard. This absorbs way too quickly. So I want to work with these things that challenge me. But guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you want us to continue this live stream. I am definitely going to finish this. I'm thinking a good day would be Wednesday. Definitely, probably Wednesday evening. It'll probably be late though, because I have to go to work. So it'll probably be late Wednesday evening. And when I finish work, I'm coming back maybe for a couple hours, and we finish this. So what time do you think is a good time for us to do Wednesday evening? I'm thinking 7 o'clock, between 7 to 9. We can continue this Wednesday evening, and then next week Sunday we start a new one and see how far we get Wednesday evening. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. I can't believe that I have 4 amazing people watching me draw and started this little bug here. This little butterfly here. We're definitely gonna finish it. I'm gonna leave these color out. I do need to mark them to, because I remember the colors. Well, no, I haven't used this color yet, but yeah. So, but I do need to mark. So I just put it down to kind of mark the colors that I use, so that when we come back again Wednesday evening at 7, I'm just letting you guys know when I'm coming back. Let me move you out of the way. Thank you. Can't spell Wednesday. It is 7 p.m. I think it's Belize time, but I think Belize time have the same thing like Colorado. Not sure what part of the state you guys because when I talk with Miranda Watson from Art a la Creek, or Alkali Creek Art, she oh, hi Dr. Bennett, how are you? Yeah, I think it is Colorado's time. We have the same time. Me and her, when we talk, it is the same time that we're working with, and she lives in Colorado. So I think Belize have the same time like Colorado. I'm not sure if that's Central, Eastern. I'm not sure about the geography of the United States. But yeah, I'm coming back at 7 p.m. Belize time, and we're gonna finish this because I'm getting hungry and I gotta go get something to eat. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. It's been so amazing. I have been so touched by all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you Wednesday. And don't forget, my video premieres tomorrow. Bye.